I just spent 3 days going through 10,000 active construction job postings, and I found something that completely changes the advice YouTube videos tell you about landing six-figure construction jobs. None of those hype videos even mention the jobs actually hiring at $100,000 right now. I'm sorry, but we can't all be elevator installers and underwater welders. So in this one, I'm going to be looking at job postings where the company is actively hiring, and the salary is listed at $100,000 a year or $50 an hour. Real jobs that you can apply to right now. There are 3 lanes to 6 figures in construction. Hands-on if you don't want to manage anyone, sales plus trade hybrids, and run the job management roles. We're hitting specific openings in Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Washington, Minnesota, Oregon, Idaho, and Nevada. There's even one with a $300,000 income ceiling I almost didn't include because I thought the salary range must be a typo. Real quick before we dive in, if you're working in construction, drop a comment with the highest paying jobs that are hiring the most right now. Because while I was able to pull 10,000 active job listings for this video, I had to cut 4,654 of them immediately because the company didn't post a salary. It's always struck me as crazy that companies post jobs without listing the pay, especially in the trades. But hey, that's the game we're being forced to play. I sourced these jobs from big job sites like Indeed and ZipRecruiter, plus 2 trade-specific boards worth bookmarking, constructionjobs.com and skilledtrades.com. Both pick up listings the big boards miss. By the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these job sites. I'm just letting you know where to look if you're on the hunt. Now let's get to work. Starting with hands-on roles that don't require any people management to hit 6 figures. Number 1, highway construction surveyor with Hunter Industries in Eagle Pass, Texas. Salary $82K to $115,000 a year. There are 2 of these openings urgently hiring. There are well over 100 highway surveyor jobs like this hiring across the country right now. Surveyors are the unglamorous backbone of every highway project, but it still pays over $100K because you can't pour concrete or grade dirt until the work is done. The work itself is pretty technical. According to the listing, you'll be working with Trimble GPS rovers, robotic total stations, and data that feeds into CAD drawings. This isn't a 4-year degree job. Most surveyors come through 1 to 2 year survey technician programs at community college or as an apprentice. The barrier is the technical skill, not the diploma. The catch? You travel. The job description says 10 days at a time, overnight stays. Some weeks you're not going to see her. And remember, this particular job is in Eagle Pass, a Texas border town on the Rio Grande with a total population of less than 30,000 people. You will literally be working in the middle of nowhere most days. Now, if you'd like a job that doesn't require moving to a remote border town, the next pick is one of the most common trades in America, hiring in every state right now. Number 2, journeyman electrician from Capstone One Search in Muskegon, Michigan. $40 to $60 an hour. That's an $83K floor and $125K at the top before factoring in overtime. And there are thousands of similar listings like this one hiring nationwide right now. But you have to be careful because the pay range for journeyman electricians is massive. A lot of residential jobs I've come across pay around $30 an hour. The one on screen is $60. So you could literally be making half as much as the next guy just because you aren't applying your skill set in the most valuable way. So why the gap? This position is for industrial, high volume manufacturing, not new home wiring. You're maintaining the electrical systems that keep a factory running. When $1 million production line goes down, they need someone who can fix it now, not next Tuesday. That's how you get paid a premium for what looks like the same skill set on paper. 2 callouts on this listing. 1, it's posted through a staffing firm. Industrial electric work runs through staffing firms more often than not. If things go well for the first few months, placements often turn into long-term gigs. But the next pick on this list still out-earns electricians. Pick number 3, lead journeyman plumber with Severson Plumbing in Bend, Oregon. $55 to $60 an hour. That's $114K to $125 on a 40-hour work week. They have multiple openings and need to hire immediately. And there are more than 1,000 plumber positions like this open nationally right now. First, yes, plumbing is construction. In their infinite wisdom, the BLS classifies plumbers under construction trades. So there you have it. Now, most of the trade videos that you see, they hype up electricians, but plumbers match them at the journeyman level. And in commercial new construction, they can even pull ahead. That's exactly what this listing is. You're not unclogging toilets, you're installing the plumbing systems for entire commercial buildings from the ground up. Now for the license. You must be an Oregon journeyman plumber. This requires a 4 to 5 year apprenticeship to get there. Few people are willing to put in the time, but if you can do it, there should always be a decent paying job available to you at the end of it. As a bonus, this is one of those trades that has one of the worst aging out problems in construction that you've been hearing so much about. Now, this next pick has a job title that could pay you $60K or $120K, depending on who hires you. Number 4, journeyman lineman with Idaho Power in Boise, Idaho. $50 to $62 an hour. That's $104K to $130,000 base before any overtime, plus a relocation and sign-on bonus. Now, here's the part where choosing what jobs you apply for can literally double your annual income. Why the pay difference here? First, this is a utility job. Idaho Power owns the power lines for the entire state. They're not a contractor. Utility lineman jobs pay steadier and higher than contractor. 2, it's trouble work, emergency response. When a storm takes down a line at 3 a.m., you're the one who gets the call. The listing says you'll be on call, you'll work overtime, you'll respond to emergencies. That premium isn't free. It's your nights and weekends, but that's also why it pays $130,000. The barrier to get here: completed apprentice lineman training plus 4 years on the line, or 6 years documented experience with 2 at journeyman level. CDLA is also required. The path is long, which is why the pay is what it is. Now, the last pure play skills job we're going to look at has the shortest training runway of any pick we've covered. In fact, you could be certified and earning more than $100,000 in just a few months. Number 5, mobile crane operator for Pruss Construction in Cincinnati, Ohio. $53 to $63 an hour. That's $110K to $130,000 base before overtime. And according to Indeed, there are more than 1,000 of these jobs available right now. Here's the thing about a crane operator. The pay is 6 figures, and unlike every other pick in this skills path, you don't need a 4-year apprenticeship or state license. You need one certification: NCCCO, National Commission for the Certification of Crane Operators. Training takes a few months, so you can be certified and earning before some lineman apprentice finishes year 1. For this role, all the work is in the Cincinnati area, so you get home most nights. This is a very different lifestyle than the lineman or the surveyor, where travel and overnights are the standard. You're not operating a crane at 3 a.m. So there you have it. 5 real paths to 6 figures in construction, no management required. Now, I pulled 10,000 construction listings to make this video, but there are a lot I had to cut because they were too specialized. Others landed just below the 100K bar, but I think are still worth knowing about. If you want the full research file, text the word construction to 208-565-1678. My assistant will send you the report right away. Now let's get into pathway 2, the tech sales hybrid role. Pick 6, HVAC service and sales technician with upfront plumbing in Boise, Idaho. $60,000 to $120,000 a year. And here's the volume number that proves this could be the most underrated path to 6 figures. There are more than 1,000 of these listings hiring nationwide right now. 300 of them in New York, more than 100 in California. Every state has them. The job is exactly what the title says. You go to a customer's house, diagnose the heating or AC problem, explain the options, close the upgrade or the repair, and then you do the work yourself. Anyone in HVAC already knows why this range is so wide. The $60K floor is what a brand new tech makes. The $120K ceiling is what a tech who's good at sales makes. Same job, same title. The only difference is whether you can talk to a homeowner about an $18,000 system replacement and close it. Now, understandably, a lot of HVAC techs don't enjoy the sales side, and I get that. They get into the trade because they like fixing things, not selling stuff. And that's also why this lane is so wide open. If you can do both, you're worth twice as much to the employer, whether you like it or not. Requirements are usually 2 years of HVAC experience plus EPA certification, which is a one-day exam that consists of 100 multiple choice questions. Now, the next pick has the same model, but the ceiling is even higher if you're really good at sales and tech. Pick 7, sales and service garage door technician with A1 Garage Door Service in Minneapolis, Minnesota. $100,000 to $300,000 a year, up to a $10,000 signing bonus too. I had to read the listing twice to make sure I wasn't missing something, and here's how it actually works. This job is 100% commission-based no cap. You walk into a customer's home. They already need service. This isn't door to door. You diagnose the problem, present options, close the job on the spot, and then you do the install yourself. But here's the reality of this one. This is not an entry-level role. They want a tech who's already been closing jobs in the home and can handle objections face to face. If you can't sell, you'll never see yourself at the top of that range. So how do you get this job? You start at the bottom of the same career path, and that's usually making $20 some an hour. You learn the trade, learn the sales side, then you climb into a role like A1 after a couple of years experience. That's the sales plus training ceiling, and it's pretty high. Now let's get into path 3, the run the job management roles. PMs, foremen, superintendents. If you've spent any time in construction, you already know these pay 6 figures. That's not news. What I want you to pay attention is what these listings all ask for. Because if you're trying to move from a 5-figure trade role into a 6-figure management one, this is the resume you'll want to start building right now. All of the listings I'm about to show you want the same 4 things, so take notes. 1, leadership experience, even if it's informal. Training a new hire counts, running a 2-person crew counts. Embrace embellishing. 2, construction software literacy, especially Procore. Learn it. 3, OSHA 10 or OSHA 30 certification minimum. 4, you need to be proficient in blueprint and plan reading. Get those 4 things in your resume, and these listings stop being aspirational and make you a real contender for these jobs. Number 8, dirt foreman at Peak Brothers Construction in the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada. $100,000 to $200,000 a year. Now let me explain what a 100K spread on a single posting means. 100K is the floor, and the ceiling, 200K, is what a senior foreman makes after years of running crews, hitting deadlines, and bringing projects in under budget. The work is heavy civil, dirt excavation, mass grading, utilities. You're running crews on dozers, excavators, loaders, and scrapers. The listing wants someone who can read blueprints, use GPS for site layout, and knows construction management software like Procore. The barrier to get here, 3 years as a dirt foreman. This is a few years of experience, but it's also not 10. So if you've been on the dirt and running crews for a few years, you might already qualify. The hiring manager isn't going to offer you $200K on day 1, of course. You come in somewhere in the middle and you earn your way up. Now, PM, the most common 100K role in construction, and it's a different path entirely. Pick 9, this is a construction project manager with McGo Construction in Rochester, Minnesota. $5 to $130,000 a year. Now, PM is the most common 100K role in construction. If you filter Indeed for construction at $100,000 right now, you're going to see thousands of these listings. Every commercial GC, every civil contractor has them. And here's where this pick differs from everything in path 1 and path 2. You actually need a degree, 4 years in construction management or related, plus more than 5 years experience. This is the office path, not the trade school path. If you want to make money in construction without getting your hands too dirty, this is probably the lane. The work, RFIs, submittals, schedules, subcontract negotiations, project meetings. So that's the standard PM path. Now the run the job pick that surprised me the most, and it's in a trade most people don't even consider. Number 10, septic install superintendent with Advanced Septic Services in Auburn, Washington. The salary is $100,000 to $130,000 a year plus $5,000 hiring incentive. I told you the trade would surprise you. It's septic, the systems that take wastewater away from houses where there's no city sewer connection. And here's why this listing pays what it pays. Septic is niche. Most of the country is on city sewers, so septic expertise is geographically scarce. In rural and semi-rural areas where septic is common, companies have to pay up to find someone qualified. This is the same way industrial pays more than residential in the trades. Niche specialties pay more in management. The work is real construction. You're supervising crews across multiple job sites, excavation, tank placement, drain field installation, backfill grading, operating excavators when you need to, reading engineered septic plans. The barrier, besides a whole lot of knowledge, WOSSA certification, that's Washington On-Site Sewage Association, plus 5 years of septic experience. Each state has its own septic cert, and they're not easy to pass. Once you're through it, the same barrier that kept everyone else out is what holds your salary up. That closes pathway 3. 3 run the job management paths, all bringing in 6 figures and higher. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I want to know, what role do you think is the best to target in 2026? I read every comment and I might include it in a follow-up video. And if you want every job listing from this video, plus the niche ones I had to leave out, text construction to 208-565-1678. You've got 3 lanes to 6 figures in construction. The only thing missing now is your application. See you in the next one.